Module 3 Overview of ISO IEC 17020. In this module we will take a look at the structure of ISO IEC 17020 and provide an overview of the main clauses. Before we do this, however, it should be noted that there are a number of guidance and other documents that may be applicable. The International Laboratory Accreditation Corporation, ILAC, publish a document entitled P15 which gives guidance on the application of ISO IEC 17020 and may be helpful to organisations when implementing the standard. Most accreditation bodies and some agencies also publish documents which gives guidance or requirements which may be applicable to various inspection sectors in their respective policies. European Accreditation EA also have documents such as EA 5-02 which covers motor vehicle inspection. In the UK, the Forensic Science Regulator has published codes of practice and conduct and a series of supplemental documents which relate to crime scene investigation. The United Kingdom Accreditation Service, UKAS, publish a series of documents which deal with engineering inspection, inspection of pressure systems and receptacles, exhaust ventilating equipment, lifting equipment, non-destructive testing, asbestos and Legionella survey, electrical equipment, forensics and other fields. It is thus important to check which documents are applicable in your field of inspection and any specific accreditation or regulatory requirements when establishing and auditing an inspection management system. In the subsequent slides, we will examine the key requirements of the standard. Not quite in the order given in the standard, but in a way which I hope will help to relate the content of the standard to the practical activities and function within an inspection body. In subsequent modules, we will discuss the detail of the standard clause by clause. The first three clauses of the standard just discuss the application of the standard or scope, references to vocabulary used in conformity assessment, and some terms and definitions. These include definitions of complaints, appeals, and impartiality. In Module 1, we consider the role of the inspection body in meeting the needs of the customer from request for the inspection activity to be conducted through to delivery of the report, and possibly the exhibit, sample or inspected item to the customer. We have already mentioned the need for the inspection body to assess risk to impartiality, which is covered in clause 4.1. And it is obviously necessary that the body maintains confidentiality to its clients and interested parties, which is covered in clause 4.2. The customer or other interested party may express dissatisfaction via an appeal or complaint, or provide other feedback on the service provided, whether positive or negative, as represented by these arrows. Next, we will consider some of the organisation and management aspects. Clauses 5.1 and 5.2 cover aspects such as the legal status of the business, responsibilities and organisational structure, technical management, and job descriptions. Section 8.2 deals with the management system, which covers the policies, objectives, documented processes, i.e. manuals, procedures and instructions, and roles relating to quality management. In Module 1, we discuss the core business process. These are addressed in the standard commencing with clause 7.1, which covers the review of the customer requirements, inspection methods, monitoring the performance of the inspection operation, data capture, checking, and touches on safety. Clause 7.2 deals with the handling of the items to be inspected to ensure unique identification, checking preparation, handling, and storage of inspection items. Clause 7.3 covers the records of the inspection and traceability of records to the personnel who perform the inspection. Finally, Clause 7.4 covers the reporting of results and issuance of certificates or reports. Next we will look at the support functions we mentioned in Module 1. Clause 6.1 covers personnel, recruitment, training, competency evaluation and subsequent monitoring of personnel to ensure their ongoing competence, as well as the maintenance of records such that the inspection body is able to demonstrate the qualification and competency of its staff or any contracted or external personnel that it utilises. Clause 6.2 covers facilities and equipment. This is pretty self-explanatory, i.e. that the organisation is required to ensure that any equipment, including software, facilities, are controlled, suitable, adequate, and the equipment is calibrated and maintained where required. This clause also covers purchasing of products or services that may affect the quality of the inspection work performed. This section also covers equipment records and the handling of defective or suspect equipment. Section 6.3 covers the subject of subcontracting. This addresses the situation where the inspection body wishes to outsource an aspect or an inspection activity that it would normally conduct itself, for example in the event of equipment breakdown or work overload. This requires that the customer is notified of the intent to do this, that the subcontractor is evaluated to ensure that it complies with the relevant conformity assessment standard, i.e. 17020 or 25, and that note is made of this in the report, which we'll see in subsequent sections. Clauses 8.3 and 8.4 deal with the subjects of document control and records respectively. Document control ensures that documents, whether developed by the inspection body or received from external sources, for example standard bodies, regulators or customers, are fit for purpose, updated and made available to users. The records clause covers the storage, retention, recovery and archiving of information, whether held on paper or electronically, that shows that the inspection body has conducted the work correctly, and to demonstrate the effective operation of the management system by retaining, for example, personnel and training records, audit and management review records, and so on. In the centre now, shown in blue, are the remaining clauses which deal with handling of complaints and appeals, clauses 7.5 and 7.6, internal audits, clause 8.6, the handling of instances of non-conformance, whether arising from errors, complaints, internal reviews or other corrective action to prevent errors in the future, clause 8.7. The standard also has a section on preventive action, clause 8.8, which is concerned with trying to identify potential issues or problems and taking steps to ensure that they do not occur in the future. Finally, clause 8.5, management review, requires that the management of the inspection body reviews the management system and its performance periodically to ensure that it is functioning properly, achieves its objectives and identifies actions to be addressed resulting from the review. This normally takes the form of a meeting which might be performed quarterly, 6 monthly, but at most annually, which addresses an agenda which meets the requirements specified in the standard. That completes our brief overview of the standard. Subsequent modules will look at each of these clauses in turn.